Hello everyone, Ben from Equine Biogenie here. In my introductory video, I explained I was going to do some videos, the first of which is this one explaining why we should have a good, solid, robust biosecurity protocol. Equine pathogens. What are pathogens? Pathogens are microorganisms that can negatively affect the health of our horses. Now, biosecurity is designed to combat the triple crown of equine pathogens. Now, how do they manifest themselves? They manifest themselves in three strains, really: viruses, bacteria, and fungi. Let's take the first one. And as human beings, we're patently aware of viruses, how they spread, and over the last 2 years, we've seen how they adapt. It's critical that we have measures in place, particularly when our horses are spending 95% of their time in stables. I'm not the one to judge whether that's right or wrong, but from what I can see, and we travel the length and breadth of the country, observing horses in their environment in which they're being trained from, the stabling environment is where they're spending most of their time. From there, they are traveling. And some horses cope with traveling better than others. But why is that important? It's important because equine pathogens are known as opportunistic, or certainly many of them are. What does that mean? It means that your horse can readily and happily coexist with an equine pathogen in its environment until such a time where it becomes immunosuppressed, and then it falls susceptible to the effects of certain pathogens and the horses get ill. Now, we are doing this video ahead of the Pony Club Champs, and we've teamed up with the Pony Club to provide these educational videos because they're taking biosecurity extremely seriously, as they should, and as is stipulated by the FEI for all organising committees in that respect. When you are travelling, you are taking your horse from its environment at home, you're then putting it into a lorry or a trailer, then you're transporting it. Some horses cope better than others with that. You're then introducing it to another environment. You can't be sure how that environment has been treated in terms of the biosecurity there, or which horse or animal has been in and out of that environment. You're then, by definition, because you're traveling to a competition, you're asking the horse to exert itself physically, which can cause stress and more immunosuppression. Then you're putting it back in the stable, back in the lorry or trailer, and bringing it back home. All of these elements are areas of concern. Now, all of these areas, therefore, you need to implement your biosecurity measures. And I will address that in an upcoming video. But the three equine pathogens, really the three areas that the triple crown, if you like, that we're most concerned with. Pathogens will come as viruses, bacteria, and fungi. Now, EHV, equine herpes virus, this is the headline grabber. Now, equine herpes virus, it ran rampant in Valencia on the Sunshine Tour. We saw images of horses being strapped up to prevent them falling over. This is the neurological strain of EHV. It's seriously debilitating and fatal. EHV can last on inanimate surfaces. It can be present in water, and it spreads like wildfire. Just recently at a racing yard, one horse was introduced to the yard, and the whole string got it. Some horses will never be racehorses again, a bit like long COVID. The effects are ongoing. So the viruses are the the big one that we can, and say in stud farms as well, affecting mares and aborting of unborn foals. It's incredibly serious. Bacteria. Now, we're familiar with bacteria. We go into the supermarket and find products that say kill 99% of bacteria. From me to you, 99% kill rate is a fail. When you are getting a biocide or disinfectant trialed, 99% is a fail. It's critical that when you're in the process of eliminating bacteria, you eliminate it to at least a 4 log rate. That's 99.99%, because a tiny bit of bacteria remaining on a surface or in water or anything else is enough for the matrix of biofilm to build upon itself. And so you need to eradicate it all. Bacteria, the most common, Streptococcus, the most common, by that I mean the most commonly heard of or the most commonly searched. Now, there's a bit of a problem here in terms of strangles. Strangles is caused by a bacteria called Streptococcus. Strangles is the most commonly searched thing on Google for the equestrian sector. Now, that's hugely concerning, because I don't know about you, but not many people actually declare that they have strangles. It's critical to do so, but we need to identify when we've got it, understand where it can exist. Now, strangles, for example, can exist in water and thrive in water for up to 6 weeks in the right condition, for example. Now, the third, fungi. Fungi. Now, do we really, notice that as an equine pathogenic problem? Absolutely. Now, we go the length and breadth of the country serving and providing a service to the racing industry. The racing industry is paranoid, and quite rightly so, because this particular pathogen is prevalent and exists in most stables. Something called Aspergillus. Aspergillus is a fungal spore. It's emitted from fungi, and fungi love dark, damp, moist areas. In the stable environment, where our horses spend 95% of the time, there are loads of opportunities for Aspergillus to thrive. In the corners of stables, where the sunlight doesn't get to, bits of feed, hay and forage dropping on in the corners of the stable, and then getting damp because the bucket's overflowed, or this is the area where we put the feed is going on the floor, the horses are putting their noses, they can ingest the Aspergillus spores. That causes something called recurrent airway obstruction. Now, you know your horse better than anyone. When you feel your horse is under the weather, it's not going the full 100%. It's, you're on the gallops and, or on the cross country, and it's just emptying on you a bit. That can be that sort of thing is a symptom of the ingestion of Aspergillus spores. So these three things, viruses, bacteria and fungi, they are the triple crown of the equine pathogens, and we need to be aware of these, where they may exist, when we're traveling our horses, when they become immunosuppressed and susceptible to these opportunistic pathogens. This is where we need to have, and it's why we need to have a strong, robust biosecurity protocol. And in the next two videos, I'll explain what we can do and where we can do it.